you know, the amount of money that you get for being a Football League club is significant. I think of all the relegations, the one from League Two out to the league is probably the most stressful and will have the most impact upon the club. Having said that, you look at the clubs that have gone down, they're still there. You know, they're still surviving, they're still playing football at a reasonable level in the conference, at a good level in the conference, and many of them are still full-time. I can't get my head around how they do that, but clearly they can. And obviously clubs like Forest Green and Rovers have got exceptional support from individuals and fans. But yeah, so it's a significant thing to happen to any club, and it would mean that we'd have to reassess the entire way we run the football club. And I don't want to sort of try and surmise what that will be, because actually I don't want to be in that situation, and we hopefully won't be in that situation, and it's very much in our hands as to whether we are or whether we aren't. There's a limit to what we can do. All we can do is do our best, and the players, the management team, the directors, the fans, we've all just got to do what we can to pull us out of this situation. And if that means bringing an extra friend along to a game, that means directors trying to raise some money from somewhere else. I don't know. I really do think we've done all we can. You know, we're picking up the pieces now for some poor decisions during the course over the last 18 months, potentially. Some poor recruitment perhaps in the summer, and obviously a lot of change has happened in the meantime. I think at the moment we've got a really good cab. I think we've got a great manager and assistant, very popular with everybody at the club, from the fans to the board to the players. There is still a good spirit in the cab. Obviously, you know, everyone was disappointed by the Exeter result, hugely disappointing. You know, he should have arguably got a point at the end there with Sean Harrod's opportunity. But, you know, we move on. We've got 8 games, 24 points to play for. We need to get some wins. We need to beat Plymouth. We need to go to York and get a result, you know, so it is down to 8 cup finals. But Tranmere will be saying the same thing. You know, Hartlepool, they've had 3 great results, but they've got to keep that going. That's not going to be easy. Carlisle, York, you know, they're all going to be looking at the next 8 games as cup finals. And there's a team, 1 or 2 teams like Oxford and Cambridge potentially could be dragged into it too. So there's still a lot of teams in the mix. Like you said, John, we've been here before. We've been to the last game of the season before and survived. It's not pretty. It's not enjoyable. But we just have to deal with that. You know, we've had plenty of success at Cheltenham Town, loads of success at Cheltenham Town. We just have to accept we can't be successful year in, year out, and sometimes you have to dig in and work hard and hopefully get the results.
Yeah, there's been times where you've had sleepless nights over financial concerns, but this is a different type of stress, isn't it? Is it just as bad worrying about whether Cheltenham are going to be in the Football League or not?
Well, no, but the bottom line is financial. You know, the implications of relegation are financial. It's not whether we're going to have a football club or not. You know, Cheltenham Town will still be Cheltenham Town. You know, even in the conference, we're going to be significantly harder than we were some years ago, when we were all chuffed to bits to get into the conference, to be fair. So no, it's the financial worries, the implications on everything at the club, everything that we've worked so hard to maintain. 16 years in the Football League, you know, it's hard earned, and it's been a hard battle to maintain that. And during that time, significantly bigger sides than us have been relegated. You know, you've only got to look at the list. We don't want to be in that category, so it's up to us to do everything we can, as I said before, and it's up to the people of the town. If they want Football League football in Cheltenham, they need to come along and support their team, you know, in big numbers and get behind the team. And I thought the fans, to be fair, were terrific on Saturday. They really got behind the team. They encouraged them, and they chanted, and you know, I didn't hear any boos or anything like that. You know, that they really are in it with us, in it together with us. Can't fault them at all. We just need more to come along and swell the numbers. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Do you think sometimes how difficult a job it is to stay in the league with the sort of crowds that Cheltenham get and the resources the club have got is sort of taken for granted a bit sometimes.
I think it's an achievement just to stay in the league. I mean, always our first target was to get that 50 points, just to stay in the league. And I think you can look at a lot of League Two clubs and say that's exactly the same. They just want to stay in the league. And consistently, year on year, we do punch above our weight. We've been incredibly successful, getting into League One and staying there for 4 seasons, I think. Playoffs, let's face it, we weren't in the playoffs only a few years ago. So I'm sure those times can come back. But we just need this season now. It's just about getting across that line at the end. Once we get across that line at the end, there'll be a huge review of what's happened and where we are, possibly a restructuring of the board, restructuring of the playing squad, lots of players out of contract. So I suspect that there'll be some wholesale changes at the club, and obviously with the involvement of the trust too. I think a lot of things will change in the close season.
Yeah, but the one thing we all know is the camp is, like you said, fully together. There's a decent atmosphere in the change room despite what's been a difficult season. It's probably well positioned now to hopefully get the points needed in the last.
Well, obviously everyone was down after Saturday because there was a huge expectation that this was a game that we needed to win, and sometimes that goes against you because the pressure's on you. And Exeter really came along, and we know they're a good footballing side, and they played some good football. To be fair, they kept the ball. And they played well. It just goes to show that people talk about the pitch, but actually, I thought Exeter played pretty well on that pitch. And we played pretty well at times, but it's probably one of our poorer performances under Russell, and that's something that he'll obviously need to look at. We're going to have to change the team around a little bit for next week because of international call-ups. But we've got the size of the squad to do that, and it will give an opportunity to players who haven't been featuring to stay at their place.
Yeah,